Oh, hey, what's up? First off, congratulations. I'm assuming that you're watching because you want to be one step above everyone else when going through an interview. I'm going to give you 10 tips on how to succeed. Step number 1. I want you to find as much as you can on the internet about that company you're interviewing at. That includes when they were founded. Are they a startup? Are they a big corporation that's in a transition mode? This will basically put you in the framework of understanding what that growth opportunity is within the company on a bigger scale. Number 2, understand the process. This helps you prepare for the interview. So typically in a software development role or software engineering role, you will go into 3 phases, which is number 1, you either get sent back a home assessment or a HackerRank assessment, some sort of way to basically mass filter out people that know how to code or not know how to code. If you pass that, your second phase is, all right, you're gonna be probably doing a phone screen. What does a phone screen entail? It usually involves an engineer, spend half an hour to chat with you or an hour to basically test you on basic algorithms or data structure type of questions. And the last final phase is if you pass all those guys, you usually are invited to an on-site interview. So in the on-site interview, what happens? Typically for bigger firms like Google, Amazon, and Apple, they would usually have like 3 interviews that are technical, 1 that is a system design, and maybe you might get an HR, but most of them don't even bother with that. They'll probably fill it with another technical assessment. These are all usually done on a whiteboard, so better make sure you understand the process so you can better prepare. If it's for a whiteboard, buy a whiteboard and start coding on it. I know it sounds weird, but you should definitely do it. Step number 3, find out everything you can about the interviewer. Typically, when you're invited into an on-site interview, they would give you, or the HR individual will give you the name of the person that's gonna be interviewing you. If they don't, ask. For sure, seriously, ask the HR to tell you who's interviewing you. If you have the name, the coolest thing you could do is actually go first. Go to LinkedIn, find their profile, send them a little note and say, hey, what's up? I'm excited for the opportunity and looking forward to chat with you on X date, wherever your interviewing is. By doing this, you start a conversation and you can effectively add them. And once you add them, then you might have access to see their background. Why is this important? It gives a more personal touch to when you talk and meet them in person. So for example, if they came from Canada or they came from another country and it's the same profile as you, then you can relate. You can try doing that. So definitely do as much digging as possible on the individual. Tip number 4, do a brain dump on GitHub. What do I mean by this? So it's easy to watch videos and tutorials to prepare for data structures and and all those algorithm questions, but watching videos and writing on paper, sometimes it's not that as great as creating an actual repo, because in this industry, everybody looks at your GitHub. So I would highly recommend you to create a repo as a study note repo of everything that you could think about, like all the data structures, all the algorithms. Create that repo so you can reference it for my next step. Number 5, take that public repo and try to consolidate all that into one piece of paper. Assume like you could bring a cheat sheet in a sense. Try to say put yourself in the mindset of, okay, I could take this one cheat sheet to the interview and the interviewer won't even get to see this cheat sheet that I have. What would you put on it? Create that cheat sheet is a great way for you to study and review what you know. Because the whole idea of cramming everything on that cheat sheet, it forces you to basically remember what you've just coded on the GitHub. Tip number 6, feel confident or build confidence in yourself, because the company that's trying to interview you, they're confident in you. Why do I say this? Let's put it in a little different type of perspective. So when you're going through an interview, about roughly 7 engineers or so would typically talk to you before you actually get hired. So that involves the 1 engineer that probably reviews the take-home exam that you do. There's the 1 that does the phone screening, and about 5 that will talk to you during the on-site. Now, why do I say this? Because assuming those engineers are somewhat, in the mid-level, and they're bringing in, say, about 120K to 100K per annum. So what does that really actually mean? There's about effectively 1,840 hours per work week, assuming that there's 10 holidays and 20 vacation days that you get, and you work 40 hours a week for 52 weeks. With that being said, they roughly average about $65 per hour. So what does that all mean? It means that the company is willing to spend about $455 just to talk to you. I mean, when's the last time you spent about $500 to go watch a concert? If you don't feel confident in yourself, I don't know what will. Another way that can also help is prior to going to a interview or an in-person interview, get a podcast or YouTube a video that essentially gives you a little motivational tips, like one of those Will Smith's videos that gets you all psyched up. Try to listen to that prior to walking into your interview. Tip number 7, be early. When you're going to the interview on site, try to be there about 30 minutes early. I'm not saying go to the actual talk to the person or reception. I mean, just be there. Be at a coffee shop, get yourself accustomed to the area, make yourself very comfortable before, so you're not feeling rushed, because Murphy's Law, you're probably going to get jammed on the traffic or have other external factors that may impact you that you don't want when you're trying to go through an on-site interview. So go there a little bit early and prepare. Tip number 8, dress appropriately. A lot of software development companies don't really rock the suit and tie. What they probably would really want to see, I mean, you could always Google this or find on LinkedIn and just ask the individual, like I said in my previous tips, what kind of culture, what do they actually wear there? Typically how I found it when I went through my interview process with Google and all these other firms is that they really don't care what you wear. They really care only about your brain. But of course, don't go out there with holes in your shirt and so on and so forth. But what I would recommend is to get, just a nice dress shirt, some khakis or, jeans, whatever floats your boat, something that makes you feel comfortable and perform well. Wear that to the interview. I would highly not recommend wearing a suit and tie. Tip number 9, take them up on that offer of going to the washroom or getting extra water to drink. It's actually really good for you to prepare. Especially going to the washroom. I know it sounds kind of weird. A lot of people will go like, no, I don't need it, but take it, because it allows you to go to the washroom, walk through the hallway to see, maybe get a glimpse of what the culture is. And when you're in the washroom, it allows you to do one thing that a lot of people that don't really realize will help them. Warm up your hands on a dryer. What I'm trying to say is that no one wants to touch wet hands when you're doing a handshake. So by going to the washroom, you could actually go and dry off your hands, keep it nice and warm, be confident, leave your business. So when you actually go through the interview, you start off on good grounds. Tip number 10, just feel great about the whole interview. Like seriously, regardless if you get the job or not, feel great about yourself, because a lot of engineers out there have been rejected. If you can't accept the fact that you've been rejected or accept failure for once and show it to people that it's a learning experience, then that's a very bad habit or bad failure habit. You should embrace this as an experience. Going through all these interviews will only improve you. So regardless of the outcome, you should thank them, send them a note after the interview on LinkedIn saying, thank you for giving me the interview. Even if they didn't give you the job, even if you feel really pissed off or you feel that you should have gotten it, let it go. This is all a great experience, because who knows? I know several people that have gone through, for example, the Google interview 2 or 3 times before they even got an offer. But the key thing is you gotta take that whole experience and learn it and feel great about yourself, because heck, like I said before, they've just spent $500 talking to you. Hey, thanks for watching. So if you really like these type of videos, please hit subscribe and also leave some comments so I know what you guys want to hear in the future. I'm going to continue these type of series to, at the end of the day, focus my channel on helping people. I really just want to do at the end of the day is to help you. So stay tuned for the next video. Peace out.